Everyone. My name is Nicholas Holland. I'm a candidate for Cincinnati City Council. Let me start off by saying thank you. Thank you for your words. Thank you for your passion when I walk out, and I'm taking that with me. Thank you. Real briefly about my background. I used to work and fundraise for the United Way of Greater Cincinnati. And so human services is something that I'm particularly passionate about. One of the things I campaign on is increasing the quality of life for all Cincinnatians. Now let's talk about health care. I mean, there was a time where I had to pay health care out of pocket. I had to pay for Cobra. And they named it after a poisonous, vicious snake for a reason. I mean, that costs a lot of money. And people can't afford that. A study just came out from the United Way talking about the health care of our kids in Cincinnati. Healthcare is bad. It's declining. The infant mortality rate, the overall barometer for the health of a community, is twice the national average here in Cincinnati. Our kids are dying at twice the national average. At what point do we say enough is enough? What are we waiting for? We have to maintain the funding for those health clinics. We have to maintain the funding for those dental clinics. We have to let people be born healthy and ready to learn. That's the path for success. That's what we have to do. So let me say thank you for giving me this opportunity. Again, my name is Nicholas Holland, and if you vote for me this fall, this is something I'm going to continue to be passionate about. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having us here tonight. And I have to tell you, I am a first-time candidate, and this is so important that you do this because I didn't know what you did. And now I know, and I'm a firm believer. And for grandmother there, I am a mother of 2 boys, 12 and 14. My shopping bill is huge. Trying to feed them, and they're not 6 foot yet, but they're getting there. And so I knew a little bit about kinship care before. I am such a believer now because the task that you take on, because for me it's all about the children. What is right for the children? What can we do for them? And to have children go into foster care, if there are relatives or grandparents or grandmothers that can take the child, that is so much better. I mean, that's what we absolutely have to be doing. And for these kids, for their well-being, for their safety, it's the right time. And sometimes parents can't take care of their children. But I can't feed my child on $79 a month. I can't feed my child on $259 a month and cover all the school expenses and everything else. And so, I mean, I just applaud you that the work you're doing and that I think doing something like this is so critical because those of us that are first-time candidates, we need to hear this. We need to know that you're here so that we can get behind you and support you however we can. My 2 sons are Boy Scouts, and as I was looking at this, they're going to start working on their Eagle projects. And I just thought, there's got to be a tie-in. You know, to have more kids come and help out with this would be so great. So, my name's Amy Murray, and I'm running for City Council, but just thank you for what you do, and thank you for informing us tonight. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
We want to thank you. I think what you've done is just extremely powerful. I wish that I could stand here like some of the others before me and tell you that this is new to me. You're looking at somebody who's lived it. There's nothing new about this to me. The only thing that's really sad is that the problem still exists the same way now it did when I was a kid. I know what it is to have the lights turned off. I know what it is to have the water turned off. I know what it is to go next door and get something to eat. I understand all of that. But you're looking at living proof that a caring neighborhood and a caring family, because we always manage to stay together, can produce someone who can end up in a position to want to give back. I'm a person who I believe has had a very good life. And I'm in a position now where I can try to give back some of what was given to me. And so I simply want to say to you that when you elect me to City Council, you will not elect the person who has to come here to learn what poverty is. You will put a person on council who is just like you. When I have a seat, that means you have a seat. When I'm able to speak, that means you're able to speak. When I need to hear, that means I'm always accessible to you. And you don't have to teach me. I simply ask you to stand with me, walk with me, and let's attack this problem together. It won't happen in my lifetime, but we're going to get it done. And your song is right. The world won't get any better if we just let it be. But we can do this thing together. I'm Wendell Young. I'd like your support in November. Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Vanessa White, and I appreciate, again, the opportunity to be invited to be here. My husband and I, our first apartment was on Orchard Lane, so we had our first marital roots here. I also worked in foster care and adoption. I spent 15 years in the child welfare profession, and was fortunate to have a supervisor who trained me on making sure that we place kids in the least restrictive environment, which was the lingo, which meant with you or the auntie or the cousins or whoever, because that's where, again, where you talked about the whole transition piece. I went to Barn Hill Elementary, grew up Evanston over the Runway. We just kind of moved out of Lincoln and Courts and all that stuff, so I know what it's like to be in a single parent household and have your mother. My mother worked 40 years in nursing homes, taking care of elderly people. That's what she's committed her life to. And so it's no wonder that I have such a strong passion for community, children, families. And so that's why I'm running for Cincinnati School Board, because I've been very committed both at the district level and as a parent volunteer. I'm very engaged in the community, establishing the Parent Leadership Institute to make sure that parents become leaders and advocates for their children. So I'm just really proud to hear. I'm so impressed with you and have followed you along the way, and look forward to being a partner with all the communities and all our kids who deserve they have every right to quality education. They have to compete in an international arena, and so we have to make sure that we give our kids and our families everything they need to be successful. So thank you for allowing me to be here. My name is Vanessa White. I'm running for school board.